Hello everyone, hope we're all good. And so welcome to another overview video. I know it's been a few weeks since the last overview video, but because I went on holiday to Great Yarmouth and I was really busy, that sort of thing. But I'm going to start doing the overview videos again. Maybe another one out tomorrow or a bit later this evening if need be. But you're very welcome to this one. Now, in today's overview video, we're going to be looking at my 2004 Goldair 9-inch desk fan. Now, this Goldair 9-inch was another charity shop find fan. So again, another pat tested one, because I'm still doing the line at the moment on for my overview videos. I'm still finishing the line on a lot of the pat tested or charity shop find fans I had a few months ago. So this Goldair 9-inch desk fan I have had since January. Now, I've got a story here. I've got a bit of a story about this Goldair. So, it was a few days before because as you know, my birthday is in January. It was a few days before my birthday that I went out for a few hours, and where I went, I popped into a few of the charity shops over there, and so it was a few days before my birthday. In January, it was a few days before my birthday. So so basically, when I was out, I popped into a few of the charity shops, and I went in a few charity shops, and they had a garden house hospice care charity shops, load of electricals, but no fans. And then, as a matter of fact, when I went into the charity shop next door to Garden House Hospice Care, as I was about to go in, I looked through the window and scanned the electrical shelf they had in that charity shop, the next one next door to the Garden House Hospice one. So I looked through the window and I scanned the electrical shelf, and I found this Goldair sat on top of the shelf. So to my family member I was with, I said to them, right, I've spotted a fan. I'm going to go and see if it's one I want. Yeah, because that's what I like to say. If I see a fan in the charity shop, I'm going to go and see if it's one I want, like if I'm familiar with the brand name at all. And at first I thought it was going to be a cheap 9-inch you got these days, but then I realised it was a Goldair. So I thought, so my family member that I was with, they asked me that, right, do we have a Goldair? Yeah, like that. They just said, right, do we have a Goldair? And I said, no, I think I better get it. So I thought, yeah, I'll happily get it. And so I did. So I got it down. Well, first I got it down off the shelf. That's when my family member asked me, do we have a Goldair? Well, actually, no, I just got it down. They asked first. My family member asked me first, do we have a Goldair? And then I got it down off the shelf. I checked the price. And this fan was very, very cheap. And I can't, because I've had this fan in storage for, I've had in storage for a little while, so I can't remember how much it was. Let me just check. £4.50, because I've still got the price sticker on the base. It was £4.50. So the charity shop I bought this Goldair from was I'm trying to remember what it was called. It was, I'm trying to think, I can't remember what it's called now. Yeah, so, I can't remember what it's called. Oh, I just remembered. It was an Essex East Herts Air Ambulance charity shop. Yeah. It was an Essex East Herts Air Ambulance charity shop. So I do like Essex East Herts Air Ambulance charity. They're good. Their charity shops are extremely good. And so I went in there, got this Goldair. That's it. So I got it off the shelf, took it to the counter, and the lady at the counter paid it for me. And then I took it. Then I was thinking I was quite surprised to have a Goldair. So then afterwards went to go and get some lunch. We went to go and get some lunch. And went to a nice cafe over there. And yeah, I had my nice lunch, and the fan was just sat on the table with me. It was just sat sort of in front of me, sort of next to me, in front of me, next to me. That's where it was. So then afterwards, I think we came back here to my grandma's house. And so then I took it up here. I took it into the next room, which is my fan room, because my fan room is next door to this room that we're in, where I've been doing my overview videos for the past maybe 2 months. I can't really remember. So anyway, so this Goldair was, I thought, yeah, I'll have it. So obviously, as it's a pat tested one, I was allowed to bring it into college. Now, my other family member I was with, while I went into one more charity shop after I got this, because I can't really remember, I can't really remember, because obviously it was a few days before my birthday. I was getting excited. So anyway, at one of those points, my other family member I was out with for a little while, they actually checked the pat test sticker on the plug, and it said that this Goldair 9-inch. Well, it didn't say this Goldair 9-inch. It just said on the pat test sticker that it came back in like early January. So it just said so this apparently came back in. This apparently came into the charity shop, I think it was the 8th of January. Yeah, I think it was the 8th of January it said it came in. Yeah. And then it was a few days later that I came in and bought it. So we'll just have a little look around on it now. Here's the side for you. Back for you. And yeah, it's pretty decent. When I got it was pretty dirty. there was one thing I couldn't do to it. So sometimes, because I believe this was probably stored away for a few years maybe, or just not out very much, sometimes fans can get to a certain age or a certain time that where the blades can't come off very easily. So it's not had a full clean yet, but I will be able to get the blades off because my granddad's got a special tool that can get the blades off. So yeah, so it had a sort of brief clean up. It had dust all around the corners of the blades. Every corner of the blades had dust, and it had a few faint bits of dust on the the middle of the blades, and the back of the blades were dirty as well. So yeah, so one thing, this fan, apart from it, yeah, so something I wasn't expecting at all, that the Goldair here, it unfortunately has some problems. So as well as the blades can't get off at the moment, I can't get off at the moment for it to fall clean. The oscillation on this doesn't work very well, I must admit. So when I first got this Goldair, and because I was so excited to test it, I forgot to do one of my videos of obviously new fan. So I forgot to do a video, and so when I tested this Goldair, and when speeds, or like the speeds and all the electrics on it, they work just fine. Like they'll start up perfectly fine, and then I can run the fan for quite a few hours. So one thing I discovered was that the oscillation on this doesn't work very well. Now my granddad opened it up for me. He removed, because this, not sure if you noticed, this has got a ring fit in. So he removed the ring, and the front grille came off as well. He didn't take the blades off. I can't remember how he did it, but he removed the back grille as well. But without taking the blades off. I can't really remember how he did it. But he removed the motor housing and the oscillating switch, because the oscillating switch has got a screw in it, so it can be removed. So yeah, and the results, well, I call it results, when I got the results back from it, well, when I say the results, I mean what my granddad told me. My granddad told me that the gearbox inside was quite worn out. So because it's one of those plastic gearboxes, and yeah, because it's got one of those plastic gearboxes inside it, and the gearbox had sort of half or quite worn out. It quite worn itself out. So I discovered that the oscillation, it does still work in truth, but it oscillates very silly. Yeah, it oscillates very silly. That's the problem. So I have to have it, if I want it oscillating, I sort of have to have it in a certain position for it to oscillate. So if I just press the oscillating switch directly down, then it's just going to judder. So when I say judder, I mean it just does that. And it just completely turns itself off if I lift the switch back up. But if I sort of put it in the middle position, I have used this fan. It's one I've used in college. I thought, yeah, I might as well take it in and use it. Just try and make it a little more usable. So yeah, so there was some times that it would manage to oscillate, because even sometimes if I put it in the middle position, it wouldn't oscillate properly. So yeah, so a bit unfortunate that the gearbox is a bit worn out, but it's still worth saving, because even though the gearboxes in these can't be replaced, worth buying, try and make it better for the environment. So yeah, so I'm not really bothered about this fan. I mean, I'm not really bothered with it, with the oscillation not working, because I can sort of make it oscillate, but just but my granddad told me not to like directly press it down, because but my granddad told me not to directly press it down, because then it's just gonna do that. There is sometimes I have used this Goldair and I put it just there in the middle position and it has gone from side to side, sort of. But yeah, I mean, I might bring it into college this year. I don't know, because I do go back to college soon. I don't know if I'll bring this back in. So yeah, so that's the two problems with it. Can't get the blades off it, and also the oscillation's not working very well, but I can show that it's been pat tested and it is safe. And yes, I was correct. It did come back. It did come into the... Come back? Why do I keep on saying come back? It did come into the charity shop. It did come into the East Arts Air Ambulance charity shop on the 8th of January. It did come in then. So yeah, so it's got blue badge. And yes, it's just pretty decent fan. So yeah, so where the blades attach, like, it's still got dirt and dust building up on it. So where the blades attach onto the motor spindle, behind the blades attacher, I call it, where it attaches onto the motor spindle, it's just caked in that area. It's just caked in dirt and dust. Where the little round bit attaches to the motor spindle, it's just caked in dirt and dust. So yeah, so look, here it is, £4.50. So yeah, so that's one of the first, if I ever bought a charity shop fan, which probably next year I might a few times get another one. That's normally the first thing I read, the pat test sticker. So yeah, so it's got those sort of buttons, white, light blue and sort of dark blue, that is. Yes, anyway, so this was used a little bit in my college, and it was only last year that my local environmental charity shop got in the pedestal variant of this. So I remember the pedestal variant of this, I remember the 12-inch variant of this. The 12-inch variant of this I've seen on like Facebook Marketplace and Gumtree. So I remember the pedestal variant of this. The pedestal variant, as I said, came into my local environmental charity shop last year. I was going to buy it, but that was quite recently that I'd bought the 1980s Micromark 9-inch, because the 1980s Micromark I bought off eBay. So I thought, no, I don't really want another fan straight after a new one just bought. Yeah, a new one from eBay that's second hand, but new to me. So yeah, so then when I got this one, I thought, oh goodness me, I should have got the pedestal one, because then I think I've got the 9-inch variant and the pedestal variant. So yeah, so anyway, so yeah, so yes, sorry, I keep on saying that. Yeah, so anyway, I think that's all I wanted to say. It's not really a special fan, it's just one I've got. Yeah, and I'm still trying to build up on my Goldair fan collection. There's a few 1990s Goldair fans I'd probably like to have. But this, at the moment, it's only this one, since I've only had this one since January, a few days before my birthday. Yeah, because I got this a few days before my birthday, and I thought, I sort of thought this as an early birthday present. yeah. Yeah, so anyway, so I think that's all I wanted to say. So yeah, so as I said, it's not a special fan really. It's just one I've got, one I wanted to save. So yeah, so let's see it in action. Here we go.